Mother, there's too many of you to cry. Hey, friends. How's everybody? Brother. It's your boy Keith with another good episode of the Dating Shame. Yeah, it's 6:30 Sunday. This is where we meet. That's right. So yeah, here we go again. I hope everybody had a good week, as always. If everybody's here, everybody good. Had a good week. I got my co-host with me as usual, Miss Nicole. Miss Nicole, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You had a good week?
I did. I had an awesome week.
That's good. That's a good thing. That's always a good thing. It's always good when you can, talk to each other, communicate and all that. That means we all good. We still here.
That's right.
There we go. Nicole, guess what we're talking about today?
What are we talking about, Keith?
We're talking about what makes you a good catch. But now I'm not going to put you on the spot, so I'm not using you in a personal way. I'm using you in general terms.
Family. Well, thank you, Keith. I appreciate that.
Hey, no thing. Family, hey, all my listeners, all my subscribers, I'm asking y'all that question. What makes you a good catch? All right. Nicole.
Yep.
You know what we got to do before we start the show?
Yeah, put it in, Keith.
Got to put that disclaimer in there. The views and the opinion of the Dating Shame podcast is strictly of the host. That's Nicole and myself. If we step on any toes or offend anyone, it's purely incidental. We ain't trying to do that. But now, if that shoe fit, what they got to do with it, Nicole?
Wear it.
There it is. Yeah. All right. So now, last week we talked about them deal breakers. We was talking about what can happen when you see this or that from this person and you say, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do this. That's that deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's go the opposite way. Let's go the opposite way tonight, Nicole.
Okay.
What makes you a good catch? Now, everybody walking around here on the face of this earth, in some way or another, think that you a catch. You agree with that, Nicole?
I do. I do agree with that.
Yeah, everybody think they're a catch. But now, that question is, what makes you a catch? Or what makes you a catch?
So yeah, Keith, let's have either some call-ins or comments letting us know what makes the audience a good catch.
Okay, so now there it is right there. Nicole, put it out there. Family, put your comment in. Matter of fact, it's a call-in show. 870-397-1219. 870-397-1219. You want to call in? You want to put your comment in? You want to put your opinion in? Call in. Let us know. We can talk about it. You want to comment? We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on TikTok. We're live. So now you want to put a comment in? Put that comment in. Tell me what makes you a catch. I'll read it out. We'll go from there. And we're in episode, matter of fact, let's say we're in episode 95 of the Dating Shame. Episode 95. So now we're getting it up there. So
getting
now,
up there, Keith.
Getting it up there. We staying with it. We sticking with it. That's what it is. It's, like I say, it's a dating shame. It's a damn shame. Why is it so hard? These are the topics we talk about. This is what we delve into. So Nicole said, put your comment in. What makes you a catch? All right. So now let's talk about it a little bit, Nicole. Like I say, everybody that's alive got a heartbeat. at some point in their life think they're a catch. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with thinking high of yourself. Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
But now you have to evaluate too. You know what I'm saying? You have to evaluate yourself. So now you can say, "Yeah, I'm a good catch." Okay. So now let's delve into it. Let's evaluate catches. So now, Nicole, let's go. To me, I think it's different levels to this. And what I mean by that is, let's go on the lower end of a good catch. Let's go on the lower end of it. You know what I mean by that when I say the lower end?
So what's the lower end, Keith?
The lower end is, you can say, well, you got to have a job.
Okay.
You got to have your own place. You got to have your own vehicle, your own transportation. Now, in my opinion, that's the low end of a good catch. You agree with that?
I do agree with that. That's part of being an adult.
That's right.
And they're a responsible adult. Yeah.
So
I think that's the basics.
That's bare minimum qualification. Yeah, that's bare minimum qualification. Because if you're walking around here 30s, 40s, 50s, and you don't have your own transportation, you don't have a job, you don't have a place of your own, that's not being that responsible adult.
No, that's something you need to work on.
Yeah.
And it's fine if you're working on that. But in the meantime, is it wise to try to date while you're working on that?
In my opinion, I would say no. But now let me ask you this. You know, you being a woman, you got a lot of guys out here, you know, and you stated this yourself. You got a lot of guys out here that look for women to take care of them. Right?
Right.
Okay. So now, would in your opinion, would that put them in a catch? Or is it saying that the woman that's taking care of them, is it saying something about her?
I think it says something about both of them.
Okay. Explain that to me.
If you're looking for a healthy relationship, and I guess it depends on what a person is looking for as well. But I feel like a healthy relationship, you're going to be there for each other. You're going to be financially there for each other. So, yeah, and that's my opinion.
Right.
And so, yeah, you want to make sure you have a job. And if a woman is willing to take care of a man that don't have a job, or maybe she sees something in him that he's going to get a job, or whatever the case is, that this woman is taking that in, then that's on her.
Right. Okay.
That's definitely on her. I wouldn't call that a catch, but I mean, some women don't mind. So maybe she sees potential.
Okay. And so before we expand on that a little bit, let me say to my TikTok viewers, you want to be a part of the show, go on the Dating Shame page, hit the live button. You'll see the little two people icon right there. The invitation will come to me. Okay, I will accept the invitation, and you will be live on screen with me on TikTok. Okay, to my Facebook family, call in 870-397-1219. That's all of them. TikTok, YouTube as well. Call in 870-397-1219, or just put your comment in. My YouTube viewers, same thing. You want to be a part of the show, 870-397-1219, or put a comment in. I'll read your comment out. Okay. So now, being that catch, Nicole, you got men out here, like I say, right now we were talking about that bare minimum: job,
Mm-hmm.
transportation, place, have your own place. Like I say, to me, that's bare minimum of being a catch.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to a woman. Would you agree?
Yeah.
If a man doesn't have those three things, that bare minimum things right there, that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much shutting down things right there, right?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay, so now let's say the man it doesn't have a job. He have his own
Mm-hmm.
place. He have his own transportation. Either he have two or three. He have two out of three of either one. Put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a disqualifying factor?
Uh, I think to some women,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I said before, it depends on what a certain woman is looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Some women may want you to have everything,
Right.
and then some women say, okay, you know what, if you're working on that, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I get both sides of it
Okay. Okay.
because I think the women that want you to have everything,
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to get with you,
Uh-huh.
and then you just completely fall off.
Right.
You have a place, a car, no job. How long is that going to last? If you're not looking for a job, if you're not showing effort to get out there and get a job,
Okay.
or
Okay.
if you have a job, a place, but no vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
then this woman she's gonna have to pick you up for days, and a lot of women don't want to do that.
Right. So what you're saying is, if he's lacking in one of those three, it might flow over to you.
Absolutely.
Say for instance, um, he don't have transportation. He
Mm-hmm.
have a job. He have his own place. So now you got transportation. So now he's gonna end up asking you, "Let me borrow your car. Let me borrow your car. Let me borrow your car."
Mm-hmm.
It end up like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Or he got his own place. Got he don't have his own place. He got a car. He got a job. He's at your place all the time. Either way, either one is the flow is gonna flow over to you.
Right.
If he's
Exactly.
lacking one of
And that's
those
why a
three.
lot of women don't want to date a man that don't have all of that.
Okay. 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 So being that, let's say, responsible person in those areas, those three areas right there: transportation, job, place. That would be the bare minimum of a good catch.
Absolutely.
Okay, okay, okay. And I can understand that because in these days and times, who's looking to carry somebody?
It's pretty hard to do that these days.
That's right. I mean, you out here, you busting your ass trying to make a living yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got somebody who's lacking in an area. Now, if the potential is there, like you said, if the potential is there, okay, I'll walk with you for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I ain't going along. I'm not going the whole mile with you,
Right.
so to speak, you know. And so yeah, so I get that. You know what I mean? I've been told. I was told. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he told me that a good conversation
Mm-hmm.
is good enough.
That's it. Just good conversation.
I mean, having a good mouthpiece. I could talk. I could talk my way into this, that, or the other with that woman.
Oh, he was saying his conversation is good
Yes,
enough.
yes. His conversation. Yes.
Okay. I think that's at the very bare minimum. You can have a good conversation all day long. At some point, you may be lying.
So what you saying? That's scrub in the bottom of the barrel.
The very bottom. I mean, of course, you want to talk to someone with good conversation. Of course, yes. But if that's all you have, if you're thinking that's the only thing that's going to make you a good catch, then you sadly mistaken. You got to have something else going on. Or you can have a good conversation, but not have a job. Not have between jobs, not have a vehicle. I think the conversation as far as you're going to get.
So now let me ask you this question right here. Having, well, I ain't gonna say having. I'm gonna say good sex. Would that qualify a person as a good catch?
Not entirely, no.
Not entirely. Okay.
No.
Okay. So now, even that get old, right?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a plus.
Okay.
That is definitely a plus.
Okay.
You got to bring more to the table, and I've heard women say, "I got this good, and once I put this good on him, he don't want to go nowhere." I don't think so. You have to have more to offer than just that.
Right.
Man or woman.
Okay. So just being able to have good sex, that's a man or a woman, like you said. Yeah, it's good when you're doing it, but when you're not doing it, now what?
Yeah. It's good until it's not.
It's good until it's not. Okay. All right. Okay. So now let's go up the line. Now that's the bare minimum. We at the bottom, the bare minimum is a good catch. A catch is have a job, have your own place. Please have transportation. That's a catch.
Yeah, and I think that's the basics, the very bare minimum.
That's the bare minimum.
I mean, as you should. If you're in a dating field, you're looking to date. Yes, you should have those things.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, when you step out there in the dating pool and you lacking, and you pretty much gonna drown, huh?
You adding to the piss in the pool.
You put piss in the pool. I said drown. Yeah, piss in the pool. Okay, all right. Nicole said that now. Ain't what I said. So now let's move up the ladder, Nicole. Let's move up the scale. So now that's to me like okay. So now if that's the bare minimum, let's go in the middle. All right. To be a good catch in the middle. Now you got a good job. I ain't gonna say good job. You got a job. You got a car. You got your own place. All right. You meet those qualifications, the bare minimum. So now, what's next?
I think the personality.
Okay, let's talk about personality. All right, let's see if our personality match each other or clash with each other. So now, personality. Personality includes knowing how to communicate, knowing how to sense of humor. Okay, so now let's talk about those two right now. Okay, you got a person that pretty much have a dry personality. Like I said, now we done met the qualifications, the bare minimum. You met those qualifications. We moving up. All right. So now you meet a person. He has a pretty much dry personality. And what I mean by dry personality, it's hard to to get a good conversation out of them.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Kind of quiet,
kind of standoffish, quiet, like you know.
So actually, you're so right. I actually met someone like that before.
Okay.
It had everything going for him.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay. You checking all the boxes.
I mean everything.
Checking all the boxes.
But yeah, all the boxes.
Okay.
The handsome, the financially stable.
Okay.
Stable financially.
Mm-hmm.
But the conversation was really dry.
Okay. Okay.
And pretty much just exchanging pleasantries, and that was it. You know, how you doing? How's your family doing? What did you do today? How was your day?
Right.
After that was exchanged, that was it. Nothing else to talk about. I'm like, well, dang, am I boring, or I don't know, like what's going on? So you can have the job, the car, all that, but if you don't have a conversation, then I mean, unless somebody wants you for what you have, then I'm not gonna say it's not a good catch. I think you probably just need to work on the conversation.
Right. Okay. So, like I say, he's checking all the boxes as far as appearance, what you see, you know, visual, you know. But now when it comes to, we get a little bit deeper here, you know, conversation, like I say, the conversation is wet. The conversation is dry. You know, he's not asking you questions. He's making it hard for you to ask him questions. You know, because you can't get a read on him. You know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So personality. The personality isn't where you think it should be.
Yeah, and I think maybe some people's personalities clash. So he seemed to be a quiet person, so maybe he needed someone that was kind of just more talkative. So that would, to bring it out of him.
Right.
And that wasn't me at the time.
It wasn't you. Okay.
So I think we just kind of clashed with that. And not that, you know, we just didn't like each other. It's just the conversation just wasn't there.
Right. So now if like I say, now you're checking all the boxes as far as the visual thing, you know, place, car, job, all that. But now the conversation is not on track. The conversation is not bringing you in. You know, right. Because you know, being a woman, you have that want to be pursued. Am I right or wrong?
Well, that, and also you want to be able to enjoy a conversation with someone,
right?
And not feeling awkward because the phone is quiet. It's like, okay, well, I'm ready to go because we're not talking about anything. Okay. So you want to be able to enjoy a conversation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now the personality is not matching with the visual part. So now let's talk about a sense of humor. Let's talk about a sense of humor. Now, everybody like a good sense of humor. You know, we all like to laugh. Laughter is good for the heart. It's good for your health. You know. So now, if you engaging with another person, of course, you want that person to have some type of sense of humor.
Right. Just like I say that people want to enjoy the conversation, you want to enjoy each other, period. You want to be able to laugh with each other, feel comfortable enough to laugh with each other. You know, some people have kind of an awkward sense of humor.
Okay, so expand on that a little bit. When you say awkward sense of humor, what you mean by that?
You don't know if they're joking. They probably think that they're being funny, but they're doing it with a straight face. And you don't know if they're joking or serious. Or they just may have bad timing, or joking about something that's not really funny.
Right. So you don't know if that person is, the sense of humor is there to them.
Mm-hmm.
But now to you taking it serious because you don't know how this person's coming at you.
Yeah, I think like some people say, some people have a dark sense of humor.
Okay.
So you maybe joke about something dark,
Mm.
and that other person may be like, "Well, no, I don't think that's funny."
Okay. So now, what type of sense of humor you call that? An awkward sense of humor?
A dark sense of
A
humor. Some
dark sense
people
of humor.
have a dark sense of humor. Joking about things is not most people don't laugh about.
Right. Okay.
I think some people do it because they're nervous or whatever, but some people just do it because that's just how they are. They just have a dark sense of humor.
Mm. Mm.
Some people can get along with it, and some people can't.
Right. Right. So now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna ask you this question about this. And I've seen it for myself. What about people who like to make fun of less fortunate people or disabled people or something like that? They think it's funny to them.
Mm-hmm.
With
And
that,
some people do think it's funny. I don't think it's funny.
okay. Would that be that awkward sense of humor person?
Definitely awkward. Because you may be joking about someone with a disability, and you don't know that person may have someone in their family that has that same disability.
That's right.
Or someone with an illness and make them look a certain way or whatever.
Right. Even gay.
Yeah.
LGBTQ or whatever, anything like that. But they think it's, they want to make a joke out of them. Put it that way. Thinking that you might get a laugh out of it too.
Right. And that's just not your type of sense of you don't think it's funny. That's not your type of sense of humor. You don't joke with stuff like that.
Right.
And also, I know people that I think, of course, when you're a couple or you're dating each other, you kind of joke on each other, make fun of each other. But I think some people take it too far.
Right.
And I think it's cool if you can joke like that. But if it's the butt of your jokes is always your partner, then I think that's a problem.
Yeah. So now let me ask you this. And before I ask you this question, I want to remind everybody, this is a call-in show. If you want to call in, you want to be a part of the show, 870-397-1219. Call in, give me your opinion about it. You want to just put a comment in, put it in there. I read it out. TikTok, my TikTok family, I see the views are getting up there. Facebook, you want to put a comment in. If you want to call in, put a comment there. I read it out. YouTube, put a comment in there. I read it out. We're trying to see what makes you a good catch, and we're speaking of you in a general term. But now, if you want to put your comment in there, what makes you a good catch? I'm talking to you.
What makes you a good catch, or what's a good catch to you?
What's a good catch to you? That's right. So now I was going to ask Nicole this question. You got a sense of humor, and like you said, an awkward sense of humor. You see? Okay. So now, have you ever dealt with a person that you can pretty much sense that this person is insecure with themselves, but what they want to do is make light of another person, and maybe even you. That's how they get their jollies off.
Absolutely. I think I mentioned this on a previous show. I don't remember which one. That I actually talked to a guy. I felt like he was insecure.
Right.
But I was always the butt of his jokes. He always found something to to joke with me about. He tried to find any flaw he could on me and joke about it. And I felt like that was childish and very insecure. And it was a turnoff.
Right. Okay. So now he wanna, in his eyes, I mean, he might be looking at you, feeling like he's not good enough for you, but he want to make you feel you are not good enough for him.
Exactly.
And he used humor with that. You say, yeah. So, you know, and I've experienced it myself too. You know, you got people that they can, I'll put it like this, to put it in a nutshell, they can give it out, but they can't take it.
Exactly.
You see, you know, and, you know, like I say, it's okay to have a sense of humor. You know, what I like may not be what you like. What's funny to me may not be funny to you. But that's where it comes in that once you get to know each other, once you get to know what's funny to you, what's not funny to you, you know how to step from now on with that. You see.
Right. I mean, you definitely want to, especially if you're a person with a different type of sense of humor.
Right.
You want to get to know this person's the next person's sense of humor.
Right. And the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to know this person's background. You see, know where this person been. You know, try to find out their journey in life. You know, the ups, the downs, the tragedies, whatever, what happened in their life. That way, you know what areas not to go in if you think it's funny, or try to make a joke out of it.
Right.
You see, and you know, being a good catcher, being a catch, I think you have to do that.
Absolutely. You definitely have to get to know a person and see their side of things. And if they don't think something's funny, find out why they don't think it's funny. It may be something personal to them.
Right.
Or they probably just flat out don't think that type of sense of humor is funny.
Right. You know, having that dry sense of humor, just like having a dry personality. You know, you might look at a car wreck and think it's funny. You know, that's not funny. You know what I mean? Somebody could have been hurt or killed or something like that. You know, but you look at it as funny. You know what I mean? Then look at that crazy.
Or you may see a person fall,
right?
And you don't know if that person's hurt or what. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Some falls are funny, but you want to wait and see if that person's okay.
Look at you remember.
And some people can laugh it off with you.
Right. You remember. You remember when you was in school and you go to sit down and somebody pull a chair out from under you. You know, and the whole class laugh. You know what I mean? Whether you hurt or not, they don't care. They just look at it as funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
That ever happened to you? Or you ever seen that?
I have. I have seen that.
So let me ask you, how did you take it?
I don't think it's funny, but I mean, if the person can get up
and laugh at themselves,
I want to more see if the person's okay.
Okay.
But if they can get up and brush it off, then okay, we can laugh a little bit, you know. You can laugh a little bit. Some falls, like I said, some falls are funny.
Right.
But I say you want to make sure that person's okay instead of as soon as they fall, you don't burst out laughing loud. Yeah, I don't think that's funny because what if they're hurt?
Right.
And you're up here laughing.
Right.
But I see, you know, you fall and you may try to want to joke about it later. Then that's cool. Like, did you see the way he fell? You know, the leg went up in the air, but they're okay.
Right. Right.
Then you probably laugh then.
Okay.
But make sure they're okay.
Okay. So now, you know, like I say, you know, there's many types of sense of humors. You know, okay. So now let's talk about this type of sense of humor. A person that's always trying to be funny.
Oh Lord, I've encountered that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I've encountered someone that thought they were a comedian.
Okay. Out of work comedian, huh?
They would tell a joke, and if they get a laugh out of that joke, they'll wear that joke out.
Okay.
That's annoying.
That's annoying.
It's like, okay, that joke is old already.
Okay. But you know, a lot of people put that in their criteria of being a catch, of being this is what I'm looking for in a person. Please have a sense of humor.
And I get it.
Okay.
Because you want to be able to laugh with your person.
Okay.
But there's levels to it. If you don't want the dry sense of humor, I'm not saying you don't want, because some people can mesh like that. But usually a sense of humor is someone you can laugh with, and look at a comedy with, and crack up, talk about it later.
Right.
You can have in a conversation back and forth. Someone may say something funny and you both laugh. And yes, people do put in their criteria, have a sense of humor, but what type of sense of humor are you looking for? Because a person can think they're funny all day long and they're not.
That's my point.
Not to you.
That's my point. You know, I mean, you can say, please have a sense of humor, you know, but like I say, this person might think a funeral is funny. So that's his sense of humor. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not meaning that in a literal way, but I mean, he just looked at things that the normal person look at not being funny. It might be funny to them.
Right. And they probably think they're hilarious, but you don't, because you don't find that type of sense of humor funny. And that there are levels of a sense of humor.
Right. And so that's what I'm talking about. You know, when you're talking, you know, when you say it to yourself, I'm a good catch because I got a good sense of humor. Okay, so what type of sense of humor do you have?
Right.
You know, you think you're able to go on stage and make people laugh? Do you have that type of sense of humor? You know, you know, that's a professional.
You're right, a professional. You know? So I just a regular sense of humor. You're able to laugh at things that's funny to you both.
Right.
Not just yourself, but to you both.
Right.
And that's kind of like just matching the sense of humor. Or maybe your sense of humor don't match, but you can probably still make it work. You know, you can make it work. Pretty much look at yourself and what you're laughing at, and look at the other person and what they laugh at. Okay. I think you can meet in the middle.
Okay. So now, in your opinion, a person with a good sense of humor, let's say for instance, you out on a date. Y'all out on a date together. And this person just had you laughing all day long. So now at the end of the date, you go home, you say, whew, I feel good about him. That's a person with a good, healthy sense of humor, in your opinion.
That would make me want to communicate with him more.
Okay. All right.
If we're both laughing and having fun on the date, that makes me comfortable and want to communicate with them more.
Okay. So that's a good catch then.
That's a start.
That's a start. He got a job.
I'm not gonna say that's a good catch.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. We're gonna go down the line. He got a job. He got his own place. He has his own transportation. He has a good personality, and he has a good, healthy sense of humor. That's a good catch. Or do we have to go on further down the line?
You have to go on further down the line. Sure, we're not going to end with that.
Those are just scratching the surface, huh?
Scratching the surface.
I got you. Okay. Well, let's go down the line then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down the line of what makes you a good catch. So let's go down the line. Now, the bare minimum, let's review. The bare minimum, a job, transportation, your own place. That's the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the middle. Good personality, healthy sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's go down the line. Down the line. Let's talk about, is this person responsible?
Right. So you can have all that you just named. The job, the transportation on place, awesome sense of humor, good personality.
Okay.
But I mean, you can still lack.
Right. Okay.
There's still.
So now he fails on his responsibilities. Now I'm not saying now he keeping the job, he keeping his place, he keeping his transportation. You know what I'm saying? Those are minimal as an adult, as we talked about. As an adult, this is something I feel like, and I think you feel the same way too, that you should have as an adult. You should have transportation, unless something went wrong somewhere along the way. Your own place and a job. So now let's look at responsibility. Are you the type of person that can't keep a job? Are you? Go ahead.
Can't keep the job. Procrastinate with paying bills. What else for being responsible? If you're not taking care of your kids.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's something that I would look at.
Okay. I always coming to you for gas money. How about that? To put in his car. Put this car he responsible for.
Right. But yeah, asking for money, period. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because I think some people think just because you're able to enjoy yourself with them, and they feel comfortable with asking. So I think that's something you should have yourself together with before you start dating.
Okay. Are you that responsible person? Because if you out here, like Nicole said, if not, you're peeing in the dating pool. You got piss in the pool.
You adding to it.
You're adding to it. So now you're this responsible person. You're taking care of your business the way an adult should. Okay. So now we talk about responsibility. Let's talk about something else that would say you respond, like you said, you're taking care of your kids. If you got kids, you're taking care of your kids.
So he's taking care of responsibilities, paying the bills on time, taking care of the kids.
So what about? I always want to hang out with your boys, and I'm just using that right there. That's kind of weak to me, but you got dudes just like that.
So I had a conversation with a coworker this past week about something similar to that. The person's they're getting ready to get a divorce, and the person, a hard worker,
right?
An awesome job. They're a hard worker, but in their spare time, they want to spend time with their friends and not the spouse and the child.
Right.
So that can pose a huge problem. So I'm like, if we're dating, married, whatever, involved, in your spare time, I want you to want to spend time with me, not go spend time with your friends. And I'm not saying it always have to be me, but set aside time and effort to be with me.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
So now,
it's cool if you want to hang out with your boys, whatever.
uh-huh.
But also make time to spend time. Make an effort to spend time with me.
Okay. And so now you giving me that female point of view of, spend time with me. So now let's look at the flip side of that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you that understanding woman that know that and understand that, okay, he got free time. I don't want him to be spending his free he want to go hang out with the boy. Let's say for instance they want to go to a fight or want to go to a game or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
Would you give the freedom, say it's okay, y'all, y'all, it's a game, y'all want to go to the game, y'all want, it's fine. Would you have that type of freedom or that type of open-minded, let me put it that way, to
Mm-hmm.
to look at it that way?
Of course. I mean, I would want the person I'm talking to have friends and spend time. I don't want to be smothered, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to be smothered.
Right.
So I mean, as long as there is a balance there,
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be a balance. And not if he's always with his friends, and then there's some big game, and you want to go with your friends, and I'm like, hey, but when did you make time for me?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, man, and football and basketball, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I would love it for him.
Okay.
But also, make a balance. It has to be a balance.
So now
you have to make time to spend time with me. Just like if I'm hanging with the girls, let's go out to eat, shopping, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
With the girls, I will hope he want me to make time for him.
Okay. So now, let me put this little scenario at you. So now you meet someone and y'all start dating. You are months into the dating thing. So now he tells you, well, look, I don't mind doing whatever. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday, whatever. But let me have this one day to myself. You cool with that?
Is it one day a week or just a one day?
One day. Let me have one day to myself. I don't mind doing whatever you want to do. Thursday, Wednesday, Monday, Friday, Sunday, whenever. But let me have one day to myself. You cool with that?
I'll probably have questions like, what's with that one day? I mean, if you need time to yourself, that's fine.
Well, that's what he's saying. I just want to have this one day. Me and my boys, we gonna go. We go do our things. We, like I say, you still in the dating phase. So now him and his boys, they might have this one night a week. Might be a motorcycle club. Might be a pool club. Might be something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I thought you meant just just out of nowhere, just a day. But yeah, if he have a certain night that he do something, of course. I would never want to take a man from something, especially if it's something positive.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And like I say, he's telling you, whatever you want to do any night of the week. Let's say, for instance, Friday night is his night that he's going to do all this, with his fellas. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now you got Friday. I mean, you got Saturday, Sunday, and the rest of the week to do whatever y'all want to do. He's cool with that.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
So and looking at it like that, I would say that makes you a good catch if you agree to that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we kind of been talking about the men a lot, but yeah, I think it's healthy to have positive activities outside of a relationship.
Right.
If it's a motorcycle club, car club, sports, whatever, you go bowling, shoot pool, whatever men do as a group, something positive, then I'll be all for it.
Right.
That's great. Get out there and do that. So yeah, as long as you setting aside time for me, you putting in that effort,
Right.
then I'm great. I'm good for it.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
I'm like you, that would make a woman a good catch
right.
because you giving that man the freedom to do something positive. I'm put that in there.
Right.
In respect to the relationship,
Right.
you giving it because I'm sure men don't want to just be tied down to just you and him all the time. No.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a woman should give a man the freedom to do that, and vice versa. A man should give that woman
Mm-hmm.
freedom, and it's all about trust
Right.
and respect.
Right. So now, what would you say, in your opinion, what would you say would constitute selfishness?
If they don't agree to have that time, they want to nag about, well, you're always going out with your boys, and you're always going out with your girls, but all the other time is set aside for you.
Mm.
But that one day they want to go out, they want to get upset about it. I think that's selfish.
That's selfish.
Because I think everybody deserve to have time to themselves.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 So in actuality, when we say what makes you a good catch, in actuality, like I said, you have to know what makes you a good catch.
Absolutely. I
So
mean,
now,
making you a good catch, you're not selfish.
right?
You're understanding.
Okay. So now, if you can self-evaluate yourself,
Mm-hmm. We're getting up there, Keith. We're getting up there.
you self-evaluate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yes.
So now, what makes you, Nicole, that good catch?
You talking about me specifically?
I'm talking about you specifically. I'm using
Okay.
you in the personal term, not in the general. In the personal, what makes you a good catch?
Okay, so yeah, I'm understanding.
Okay.
I try to see both sides of of his side and my side, both sides of the story.
Okay.
His side of perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'm reliable.
Okay.
If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. It has to be something major for a reason that I won't do it, but and I'm going to let you know.
Okay. So you pretty much going to stick to your word and what you're saying.
Absolutely.
If you say that's what it is, that's what it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to make it happen.
Okay.
I'm going to make it happen. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to make it happen.
All right. All right. So now I know you got a long list.
I do.
I know you do. But now we ain't gonna go down this. So you just giving me the meat of the bone. Of what make you a good catch.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we be here all day.
We ain't got that. so now, and that's okay. You know what I mean? If you say that's what makes you a good catch, that's fine. You know what I mean? Because like I say, we all have our, as I said at the beginning of the show, everybody's walking around on this face of this planet think they're a catch in some way or another.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty much I'm a walk the talk.
Okay.
So I'm not just gonna be talking. I'm also gonna show you.
Gonna show and prove.
Yes, it's gonna be action to those words. So I mean, how many more you want, Pete?
Well, I mean, how many more can you stand? I mean, I'm asking you the question. You know what I mean? You giving me your idea of what you say is what makes you that good catch.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can say all these things that make me a good catch. At the end of the day, nobody's perfect.
Right.
Nobody's perfect. I have some flaws.
Mm-hmm.
I may have some flaws I'm not even aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say all these things that made me a good catch, and somebody can come in and say, well, you know what, you don't do this, or,
Mm-hmm.
but if you bring it to my attention,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to definitely work on it.
Right, right,
So,
right.
oh, I didn't realize that about myself. But
Mm-hmm.
talk to me
Mm-hmm.
like an adult.
Right.
Don't talk to me like a child. Talk to me like an adult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I definitely work on that.
Okay. Okay.
What about you, Key? What makes you a good catch?
What makes me a good catch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got a job. I got a house. I got my own place, and I got vehicles.
See, that's the bare minimum,
That's the
Key.
bare minimum. All right, then. Well, I'm gonna go up the road. I'm gonna go up the scale, Nicole.
We gonna assume you already have all that.
All right. um, I think I got a pretty healthy sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good communicator. Um, um, I'm a good listener. Um, I have a ability to evaluate things, analyze things. Um, I'm a critical thinker. Um, I I I spice things up mentally.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and so I think with that itself, what makes me a good catch. Now I can go. I got a whole laundry list of things too, but I
Yeah,
think
I'm sure. I'm
yeah.
sure a lot of people have a
Oh
whole
yeah.
list of what makes them a
Oh
good
yeah.
catch.
But I'm just gonna speak about the meat that's on the bottom, the meat part of
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I mean, I feel like a woman, she likes a man that know how to communicate and know how to communicate with her, especially.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's not that when I say a good sense of humor, that's not silly, but
Mm-hmm.
can make you laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's I'm not too serious, but at the same time, I'm not like I say, I'm not silly. You know, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's a balance, like you stated, and I'm a critical thinker. You see, I can look at the world, see what's going on. You know, and I'm astute on what's happening, what's going on in the world. I'm up on it. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's whether it's political, religious, or whatever, you know, I'm
Which
staying
makes
up on
for a good
it,
conversation,
which makes for a good conversation. That's right.
intelligent conversation.
There you go. You know. So yeah. So those are my, qualifications, if you want to put it that way. You know, that makes me a good catch or a catch. So yeah, I would say
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, like I say, that's just a self-evaluation of myself. Of course, I'm not. I can judge myself and say all the good things all I want to. It has to be to that
Absolutely.
person who I'm relaying this to look at me and say, "You a good catch." It's not up to me. That's where I
Right.
look at it. You know.
Yeah. And like I said, we can have a whole list. I mean, I can go on and on about what I think is a good catch.
Mm-hmm.
What makes me a good catch.
Right.
But like I said, it may be something that I think is good. Another person be like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, I I can take accountability
Mm-hmm.
for my flaws or something that's not good about me.
Mm-hmm.
But a person coming in may see something about me that I didn't know. I didn't know
Right.
I do,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
react the way, I may not be aware of how I'm reacting to things.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're the type of person you want to try, you want to make the effort to get to know me,
Mm-hmm.
bring it to my attention.
Right. 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 Exactly. And that's their personalities and all that what makes the world what it is. You're not gonna find two people that are alike.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? And
everybody's different. Everybody has flaws.
That's right.
It's what you're willing to deal with, work with. Some people may be a certain way and they might not change. Are you willing to deal with that?
Right. Right. But don't never ever think that because you are this super fine woman, I'm just my opinion. You are this super fine woman and all of this, and you are social media vixen and all this type of thing. That makes you a good catch.
Right. Be humble.
Humble yourself. You know.
Be humble.
Yeah. Show that there's much more qualities to you than what the eyes see. You know.
Right. That goes for men and women. You can be a very handsome, a beautiful person, but if you're not humble, if you don't have some type of humility, then that could be a turnoff.
There you go. I say this all the time. You could be the most beautiful woman in the world, have all the features that the eyes love. As soon as you open your mouth, the wrong thing come out. Guess what?
Exactly.
You're nothing no more. You know, it's that attitude.
Exactly.
You know?
There's nothing wrong with thinking you look good and you're beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. But just like I said, be modest about it.
Be modest about it. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. All right, Nicole. That was a good show. You know, I didn't have no comments, no view, no call-ins, or nothing like that. That's fine. You got another chance next week. Well, we may not be here next week. If we're not, then hey, we'll be back the week after. Then you have your chance.
Yes, sir.
That's what that is, you know. So that's a good show, Nicole. As always, we always have a good conversation about the topics and this dating thing. You know, the dating shame. That's what we here for. Talk about all the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the sideways, up the back, down the middle, all that, you know. Like I say, we're in episode 95. We're getting on up. We're approaching that 100 episode, which is going to be a big one, you know. Nicole going to have her favorite episodes, 3 of her favorite episodes. I'm going to have my 3, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. It's going to be some fireworks might be involved and all that there, but that's okay. That's what make the show what it is. Like that, right, Nicole?
That's right.
That's what it is. So yeah. All right, Nicole. Like I say, that's a good show. We won't be back next week. We'll be back the week after.
Absolutely.
All right.
But we will be back.
We will be back. That's for sure. You know, that's for sure. You know, if God willing and the creek don't rise, you know. That is. So all right, then, Nicole. You have a wonderful and blessed night and a good week. And we'll catch you on the other side.
Well, thank you, Keith. You do the same.
All right. All right, family. That's the nice show. We wrapping that up. You know, that was a good show. What makes you a catch? And we'll be back again, you know, on the Dating Shame, putting these views in, putting these topics in. Please join. Like I say, we're in episode 95. We're getting up there. Like the show. Subscribe. Help the show out. Comment. Be a part of it. Hey, we doing this. This for us. All right? All right. Everybody be cool out there. I'll catch you next time. Peace. Ecstasy, just you and I in love. If you say yes, we'll sail the stars. Say yes, with all my heart, I'll give you love. When you need it right on time, I'm gonna be. Say yes, we'll sail the sky. Say yes. Just you and I together we'll discover love like no one has ever done. If it seems hard to believe, it's only happy you conceive. Only love, hey, won't you give